Hi, Gemini. How are you? This is a collective healing, intuitive Reiki healing for Gemini season, or if you have strong Gemini placements in your chart. No matter what's calling you to this healing, you're probably going to find something for you. So, welcome. If you're back, welcome back. I'm so glad that you found previous healing supportive. And if you're new, welcome. The way I do my healing is very, very important. And then I pull for the season, I pull one card. If two come out, cool, whatever. And it sets the tone for the healing. I meditated a lot with you, Gemini, before I decided to pick a deck, and the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck popped up for you for this season. Again, I want to reiterate that you may not have strong Gemini placements in your chart. This might just be for Gemini season for you. So please know that it's very open-ended. If you're called to it, you're called to it. So I pull one card. It sets the tone for the healing, and then I give about a 10-minute or so Reiki healing, and intuitive messages come up in the process. If you're new to Reiki, welcome. It's a harmonious energy healing modality that will never deplete. It will never cause harm to the giver or receiver. It has nothing to do with my energy at all. I am a conduit. Okay, it's a spiritually guided energy healing modality. And if you see me looking around, I'm outside and there's wildlife and there's all sorts of things. So sometimes I'll hear a sound and be like, what's that? Is there something or someone coming to join us? So what else about Reiki? It's so powerful that it can be done from a distance, which is why we're together here today. The pre-recorded videos, I feel, are incredibly powerful and proving more and more to be so, because you can come back. If you feel called to come back, listen to that call. There might be a message you didn't receive the first time. There might be a new level to the healing that's ready to be unlocked for you. Now, if you've never experienced this kind of work before, a lot of the healing is happening on our subconscious level, which is 95% of us. We're completely unaware of it. I always find that so incredibly fascinating. So there is trust and faith to be had in that, but it doesn't mean that you won't receive conscious sensations, temperature changes, tingles, epiphanies. Maybe you'll experience some emotional release. Maybe you'll fall asleep. Maybe you'll just feel more peaceful and at ease. Okay, whatever is for you is for you. It will always be the most harmonious thing for you. Okay? So Gemini, how we doing? I don't know about you, but with all this energy, 2024 has already felt like it's been warp speed fast. And at the same time, I feel like it's already been a year. And with that, there's a lot of like time hops, time jumps. Tell me if you share this with me, but I do not know what day it is a lot of the time now. Now, this might be because I'm living out in nature a bit more. It might be because I'm a little more nomadic. But I do still have a daily routine, and yet I'm feeling like time is not a thing right now. And I'm hearing that from some others, so I'm curious to hear it from you. Are you feeling that? We've been having, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, a lot of forward movement energy, a lot of new beginning energy, also a lot of continuation of the excavation of old wounds and things like that, And I think that depending on where you are in your internal work is going to be so different. And yet, at the same time, I always want to reiterate that we're not alone. Yeah, we're just not alone. We're all going through huge life transitions. Again, share your life transitions with me, guys, because I'm seeing pregnancies, huge moves, huge career changes. Big things, not just a little like, oh, I got this small promotion at work. Not to minimize that if that's you, it's a beautiful thing. But huge life changes for so many people all at once, all kind of surrounding this solar eclipse back in April. Lots of the new moon in Taurus as well. I'll continue to talk about it, and I should just shut up and start the healing. But I'm really curious and just wanting to do a check-in with you guys. Okay, so Gemini, let's get a card for you. So this is for Gemini season. Anyone called to this healing or who has strong Gemini placements, what do they need to see, please? I'm going to pull one card. If more than one come out, that's totally fine. If you're new, I check my audio a lot. I don't want things to be cutting out. What? Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. That two came out. I don't always look at the bottom of the deck, but I looked as well. I'll share it all with you. Don't worry. It's not a secret. Now, the two cards that came out are really, really fascinating coming out as a combo. Now, the first one that you got was Horse. Horse is in this deck basically the mastery of Earth. It is that amazing balance between getting it all done on the 3D and still having time for self-care and self-love. Just that magic, like superwoman, superman type of energy, but not to the point of burnout, right? It's incredibly healthy. And I'm not someone who likes to use the word mastery because that implies that we have arrived. And I don't believe that we have ever arrived, right? We should always have that student mindset, in my opinion. But what this is, and what's coming up already, is having this like self-gentility and grace, and just knowing deep down that you can get it all done. You will get it all done. Okay. So that is this energy. And I always just love that moon in the third eye. It's a very intuitive addition to this very earthly energy. So that was your first card. Your second card was the Shark. The Shark has everything to do with fear. Now, this fear could be of something real, but it could also be of something that was really self-created. So we'll see. We're going to dive into that. It could be a very internal perception, okay? Man, as I'm talking, the sun's coming out, so I'm shedding a layer. All right, guys. So before the messages continue to spew out, as they always do, let's just prepare for Reiki. If you've never done this before, you don't have to do anything, okay? You don't have to work. You're just going to be willing. You're going to be willing to be and to receive what's coming to you. So I just invite for you to get comfortable, sit, lie down, and take a breath into your body. And I think it's important for you to really be in your body and not necessarily think that you have to go into a meditative state. Just really tap in. How are you feeling? How is your vessel? And we're going to take a moment and thank the Reiki for all the healing that's about to take place, for the collective, for Gemini season. And don't worry, I will share that card at the bottom of the deck, I promise. I just want to really feel into the energy first. How is our vessel feeling, Gemini, or whoever's called to this healing? I'm feeling a sense of burnout. We might be already out of it. We might be in the thick of it. We might be wanting to come out of it, but I'm feeling a very, I need to do things differently. And with that, the bottom of the deck was the earthworm. Oop, there we go. The earthworm is kind of like 0 point. It's beginner mindset. It is starting from scratch in a way. And this could be mental, physical, career oriented, relationship oriented, whatever. But what I'm picking up on, generally speaking, is the way that I've gone about accomplishing tasks, getting done what I need to done, getting done what I need to do, the way that I have gone about my day to day has not been serving me, and I need to do it differently. There's a fear. There's a fear here. Okay, I'm already getting hit hard. For some of you, there's a message of if I begin to do it differently, like being encouraged to be in this horse energy where I can get it all done, but I also have time for myself. There is a fear and okay. I'm just feeling it deep in my heart, you guys. I'm feeling a fear of honestly a fear of not being loved if I start to do things differently. It's a worthiness. It's a worthiness thing. I fear that my loved ones will not love me if I start to take care of myself more. Now I know that that seems really ridiculous, okay? Now I do this in my coaching sessions. I think that it's very important for us when we feel these things to actually say out loud the statement that might sound totally ridiculous, right? Our rational mind can go, that's ridiculous. Obviously, I know that I'm loved. I know I'll be loved, that kind of thing. But there is something deep in your subconscious, deep in your heart and in your body and in your cells that might be saying, no, that's not true. And there's a very real fear. And that's why it feels a little self-created. It feels like doing things in a slightly healthier way because it's unfamiliar and so new is very scary. I also want to apologize. I think I mentioned this in my last couple of videos that I'm working on a new device and I can't remember where the camera is sometimes. So if it seems like I'm not looking at you, that's why. Just know that I am tapping into your energy. Let's get into these chakras, you guys. Let's scan for a second. Gemini. Ooh. Oh, the crown and the third eye are very, very achy. They're trying to bust open. What's going on there? Sure enough, heart. Okay, wow. Sacral and root. We got a lot going on, you guys. Like everything kind of fired in some sort of way. The heart is going, no, 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 pay attention to me. I feel you, heart. I feel you. That's kind of like the central point, and then your bottom two kind of bookend chakras, yeah, are there. What's interesting is the solar plexus isn't jumping out with all of this. You would think that the power center would start to feel diminished somehow because of this, but as things move through, new things talk, so we will see. Okay, first what I was feeling was this achiness in the upper chakras. It feels as if we are so overloaded. This is the burnt out energy, you guys. It feels like we're so overloaded and burnt out that we're overwhelmed. So, and therefore we're not trusting in our intuition. We're not able to pull in information one thing at a time, nice and clear, right? I normally want to start there, but the heart is literally twinging, saying, pay attention to me first. So let's focus on the heart chakra. And then, like I said, sacral and root are coming up, our safety, security, and our creativity, abundance. So we will see what's going on here. But first, heart. I just invite you to take some breath into your sternum, into your heart center. Feel it not only in the front, but feel it filling up the back heart chakra as well. Don't work too hard. We're just sending Reiki and harmony to the heart. And as we're doing so, what's interesting is I feel the tension in my third eye specifically, all the way around from temple to temple is where I feel it. And I think that this is a connection to this fear, a fear of not being loved if I do something differently, a fear of not being accepted, a fear of not being worthy. I am not worthy of love if I begin to love myself in a different way. Now, those of you who've been following me for a while know that self-love is the root of the work that I do. So if this is a new territory for you, I want you to check out the links down below, especially my online program called The Shift. This is a really short, digestible, do-at-your-own pace program for you to just kind of like unlearn, reprogram to find your relationship with yourself. If you feel like you need kind of a reignition there or a shift into a different direction, do check that out. Because there is some sort of deep limiting belief, like a core value that you have been holding on to most likely since childhood that is causing you to believe this, right? No one else is telling you this. It's because you've been doing things for a certain way for so long, right? And when you do that, not only do you have certain expectations, but everyone around you just expects for you to continue to do it the same way. But that doesn't mean that they don't want what's best for you. Now, if some of you are dealing with people who you think would resist you kind of becoming more healthy with yourself and loving yourself more, that is difficult. But at what cost does your self-sacrifice bring you? You're sacrificing yourself. Yeah, it's kind of in the question. Is it worth it? Is it worth it just to be accepted and keep the peace? Right? I also want to really make it clear that it's not when you make a shift within yourself, it's not like you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right? It's not like you're all of a sudden acting very selfishly or neglecting those that you love. But it can feel that way, especially when you have so much on your plate. I feel like I'm speaking to a lot of like mothers, fathers, maybe business owners who are mothers and fathers, things like that, where there's just like so much logistical work. So, like, there's always something, right, on the checklist. What I find with this horse energy is that it isn't just a mindset thing. There's strategy to it, right? There's planning to it. So try to dig into, like, tap into like Virgo type, Capricorn type earth energy, where you can go, okay, I have a lot on my plate. What can I do to feel more in control of this? Maybe it's checklists. Maybe it's better time management. Maybe it's putting things into the calendar, putting post-its around your home, setting alarms, things like that, so that you can feel more at ease, not going, oh my gosh, wait, I forgot something, right? For some of you, it's a matter of finding some sort of organization within your routine that will help you to feel more at peace. And a part of that is scheduling yourself in. Okay. And I know this is so common, like, okay, sure, yeah, we get empowered. We start putting in our calendar breath work. We put in our calendar, 5 minutes of meditation. We put in our calendar, do a little yoga or some, weightlifting or Pilates or, walking, hiking into nature. And we don't take those things quite as seriously when we see them, right? Because our mind goes, oh no, but I need to get this thing done. So then we put it on our back burner. So Only you know yourself that well. What is going to help you to take those things more seriously? Now, for a lot of us, unfortunately, we only start to take it seriously when things have gotten really rough, when we are so burnt out, when we have become so drained and we're running on fumes. And, hearing things like what I'm saying right now might really cause us to break out into tears and to, oh my gosh, like, you're right, I'm just so exhausted. If that's the case, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with you at all. You're actually quite normal. And I want to say, sorry, bug landed on my arm. I want to say, unfortunately, that's normal, right? It shouldn't be, but there's nothing normal about the world that we live in. Everything around us is training us, is teaching us to add more, to do more, to um, accomplish more, right? What about just being? We aren't encouraged to be, right? I'm picking up for some of you, if you haven't ever practiced mindfulness meditation specifically, that can be really beneficial. Mindfulness and meditation in general, you guys, does not have to be you sitting in silence with a clear head on a cushion. First of all, meditation is not about clearing your mind, believe it or not. It's about coming back to the now. So you can do mindfulness meditation while you're eating, while you're walking, while you're dancing, okay? But mindfulness, coming back to the moment, being very conscious in your thoughts. All right, tapping in again. Still a little bit of crown pressure. Let's see. Third eye's cleared a little bit. Whatever this heart thing is old, you guys, so be patient with yourself. The root started to clear. I feel like we're feeling a little bit safer. The sacral's still kind of feisty a little bit. I think some of you are so deeply desiring to be creative, and it's really hard because you're so exhausted. Now, all of you are in different phases of this, right? Some of you may have really been starting to come into this already. But I just want to remind you that it isn't this or this, right? Remember that every day you can choose to kind of teeter this balance and, oh, bring it back here, and oh, bring it back here. That's actually what life is all about. Little balance here, little balance there, right? Not being hard on yourself when maybe you had a memory lapse about something after you've had a big epiphany, right? You will have peaks and valleys, not valleys. You will ride what I call the Buddha wave. That's what life is all about. And then being gentle with yourself in the process of that. Okay? That was all like very specific. I feel like it was towards a certain group of people, and at the same time, it feels very all encompassing. So let me know how this has resonated with you guys. Okay? We're going to take a final breath in together, and I think heart energy is a really good one to focus on. So let's focus on the color green. We're going to be inhaling, holding it at the top, pulling green down into our body and feeling it fill up every single cell of our square being. Okay, we're not going to work hard. Some messages might come through during that hold, and then we're going to exhale and push out what doesn't serve us. Okay, so let's first exhale, relax your body, and just get all the air out. Slow inhale in through the nose. Hold it at the top. Feel that green coming in through your crown into every single square inch of your being, and feel it move and dance and vibrate, and feel it bring joy and love and laughter. Feel it help you to receive. How can you receive love from others, from yourself? What does receiving love feel like to you? Let's exhale, pushing out what doesn't serve us. Receptivity really came up during that breath. Interesting. I think for a lot of you that's from yourself. What does that feel like? Is that really foreign to you? And again, if you're new to the self-love journey, self-care are just actions you can take in self-love. Self-love is a biological, deep feeling. Self-care are little steps that we can take to get there, but we need to know our self-love in the end, right? So you can go get a massage, you can take a bubble bath, you can do self-soothing things like breath work, meditation, movement, stillness, hydration, prioritizing sleep. All of these things are crucial. But if you find that you're doing all of those things and you're still feeling negative self-talk, you're still feeling shame. For some of you, I'm feeling deep feelings of shame. Then there's another little shift that needs to be made. Practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful practices ever. But again, so many only teach it on the surface level. We need to feel gratitude also in our body, in our cells. Okay? But finding gratitude in the moment, finding gratitude within yourself, I'm picking up on as well. Okay? Wow, guys, a lot of messages are coming up. And when it kind of flows like that, but there aren't a bunch of different threads, it's just one trajectory, it always makes me very curious as to how many of you resonate with this. So please do drop a comment down below. Let me know how this has been feeling. Yeah. Let's take a moment, lock your energy up nice and tight into your solar plexus chakra. Now, as always, we're never putting on armor or guarding here. We're saying what's mine is mine. What does not serve me, kindly stay out. Okay? Remember, guys, you have free will. You're able to let in whatever you like. You have the power to choose your reality, no matter how hard that feels to you, no matter how impossible that might feel for some of you. You do have that power, and you can learn to believe in it more every day, to cultivate it more every day. Okay? Gemini. Woo! I wish all of you the most beautiful Gemini season. I hope you found this feeling supportive. Please like the video if you haven't yet. If you haven't joined this amazing community of beautiful souls, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone who you think that it would support. Like I said, drop a comment down below. Let us know how it resonated, or send love to anyone else that you think needs it in the collective. And if you want any more information on the work that I do, all of my one-on-one work is down below. From my deep dive one-on-one immersion coaching, if you're really looking for that deep dive, you're feeling stuck, you need forward movement, that's for you. I mentioned the shift already for those of you who may not be ready for coaching but are just looking for something to do at your own pace that will really set you off on the right track. I also have my intuitive energy healings pre-recorded or live. I have a whole lot of other stuff down there, including breathwork, meditation, all sorts of things. So do check those out. If you have any questions at all, you can let me know via email or in the comments. All right. Lastly, guys, thank you so much to those of you who send donations. It really is so appreciated for the time that I spend on these videos. It's an absolute honor to do them for you, and I truly appreciate if you have the means and you found this feeling supportive. All the links for that are also down below. Okay, so Gemini, I love you guys, and I will see you next time.